Some people debate um, whether they are uh, demons or if it's just a disorder. And I've kind of been up in the air about it, of like uh, holding my judgment about which one it is, but based on my up close personal experience, um, I would say that it's a demon in the body. Um, I think I could have handled just a disorder uh, pretty well, um, because I've been around schizophrenics and stuff, and I handle that pretty well. Um, but this I couldn't handle being around. It was overwhelming, uh, very overwhelming, very over encompassing, uh, very very much a heavy uh, darkness uh, that I was up against. Um, it wasn't really anything normal in the medical labeling. Um, it wasn't anything normal like a disorder would be. It was too evil. It was too insidious. It was too fill in the blank. You know what I mean? Like all the above. You can't imagine this kind of uh, evil existing and putting on a Christian front, no less. Uh, of being a good Christian as the front. That's what makes it even more screwed up, in my opinion. Is that acting like the strong, righteous Christian, but really deep down underneath, they're anything but. They're anything but a Christian. You know, um, like a demon busting out, trying to bust out of the body at the seams. You know what I mean? All the time, wanting to bust out of the seams is what it seemed like. Is just being around it. So my conclusion, based on what I saw and uh, what I was around and how I felt around it, it was more than just some disorder. In my opinion, if I were to make a final conclusion, uh, yeah, too well done, uh, too well done to to just be a random disorder all over the place. It was too well done. It was like uh, it was like a demon systematically uh, chipping away at me, or chipping away at everybody around them, just destroying whatever that they're around on purpose, intentionally. Um, yeah, it was just like they were following a, a systematic. People call it a playbook, but it is a slow, systematic intimidation, uh, guilt tripping, everything. You know, over over a long period of time, just uh, chipping away at you. Um, until there's nothing left of your real self. You know, um, but uh, but yeah, that's my conclusion of being around it. Uh, the memory of my body surviving around it. I would guess it was demonic presence or of some kind. Uh, I think I think disorder is kind of a nice sugar coated term uh, for what it really is. Like the medical community doesn't want to uh, give it the label that it really is, because they want to. They can't stand something that's in like the spiritual realm. You know what I mean? Because that nullifies science in a way. If they are demons, the medical field will just be uh, kind of um, out. It's out of their arena, and they don't like not being able to explain something, you know, that's out of their arena. And I do think that this is out of the medical field's arena. Um, and it's way more than just a disorder that can be managed, in my opinion. But that's just my experience over many 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 years. Um, it felt like I was surviving around a demon, like a really really brutal demon, like a very 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 brutal demon. Uh, I was surviving around. Um, so yeah, I felt like I could. If it was a disorder, I don't think I would have taken as much damage as I did, or would have been on edge as much as I was. Uh, you know, it felt more like a. It did feel like it was an assignment to destroy me, like a real assignment, uh, to just destroy me slowly but surely, systematically, uh, in the worst way possible. Um, all the way through. Just the worst experience that anybody could imagine. That was what I went through, um, and it felt like it was a direct assignment against me, like an intentional messing with me. Like it all felt intentional, directly intentional, uh, to mess with me, to torture me, to target me. Um, it felt like a very intentional thing from a very, very, very mean demon. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it didn't feel like it was a low class demon. It felt like a really, really strong, uh, strong one. So, anyways, that's just my conclusion, based on my experience and uh, how my body felt throughout it all. Um, so the medical community may say otherwise, but I don't think they've been on the receiving end. You know what I'm saying? If they were on the receiving end, like I was, they wouldn't be saying it's some disorder. I promise you that. I promise. If they were in the same uh, position I was at the receiving end of one of these uh, entities, or whatever you want to call them, demons. Yeah, demons makes the most sense. Um, they wouldn't be calling it a disorder. Um, they wouldn't sugarcoat this uh, by even calling it a narcissist. you know, they'd be saying there's something more outside of the medical field on this one. You know, this is definitely in the spiritual, dark arena, you know. So, anyways, that's just my conclusion. Um, People may debate it, but it's just based on what I saw firsthand, what I survived. Um, it felt like I was surviving something more than just a disorder. And that's my final conclusion, that it was more than just a disorder. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to say.